text or content versus context. Content versus context. Okay, so I was one that said that content is king, right? I said content is king. But I want you to know something. That if content is the king, then context is the queen. You know, king is very important, but the queen is also, they say behind every successful man is a successful, or another adage, woman. So if content is the king, then context is the queen. As much as content is important, context is extremely important too. No matter how good you are as a salesperson, tell me, can you sell a part to a gay? Do you say because, okay, since this person is a gay, you should be able to use part, at least you have to be menstruate? Is it possible? Can you sell a part to a gay? No. So because you're a salesman doesn't make you be able to sell anything to anyone. Okay, so you have to sell something to those that need it. Number one, that person is a gay, and he may not have somebody, a lover, like a lady as a lover that wants to buy part for. So why will you sell a part to the, say because I'm a salesman, I'm a very good salesman, I will sell it? You're wasting your time. So that is what context is. What is context? So without checking the dictionary, I want to give you my simplest definition. Context is giving or saying the right things to the right people. Context is giving or saying the right things to the right people. You have to give time to study your followers or the followers you wish to attract and see what they like to have as content. You don't just give them anything, just like the example I gave you. You have to study them. Alright? Don't just create any content you like. Create content that your followers need, most especially the ones that they want. Let me say that again. Don't just create any content you like. Create the content that your followers need, most especially the ones they want. Let me tell you the difference between need and want. Most of the times, people, we human, we don't get what we need. We most time get what we want. So, for example, you know that you're not supposed to be taking soft drink like Coca-Cola at that moment, because that's what you want. You will buy it. Whereas what you're supposed to be getting is herb, so that because you know that your back is already getting stiff. You know that is what you need. You need herb, but no. What do you want? Coca-Cola. So what do you get? Coca-Cola. So you have to know what your followers need and what your followers want. Those are the kind of content you should be creating. Don't worry, I'm going to teach you how to know these things that I talked about. So you are in for a very premium course. A very premium course. Alright. So how do you stay in context? Number one, the type of content you create. So what are the types of content that your followers need or want? You have to know that. Number two, the language you use. The language you use is another way to describe context. If your audience are bricklayers, you cannot use big vocabulary words to create content for them, will you? If you are doing that, you're just wasting your time. You know that your followers are not learned people, and you are using big grammars in your content. They won't be able to relate with it. So the language you use, if you are speaking with the young ones, the Gen Zs, you have to be using trend words. Those words, those sentences that is trending, you have to incorporate it. You have to be able to use it with your content. Alright? Another way to stay in context is alignment with your brand values. As much as you want to give your followers what they need and want, you also want to make sure that you are not shying away from what your brand believe in. Okay, don't compromise your brand value for anything. If your brand says integrity is the key, Don't say because our followers like one or two things you want to compromise it. No, you want to make sure that you also inculcate your brand value in it. Let all your followers understand these values, and you always pass it across every time, always pass your brand values across. Okay, so let me give you an example. I said I work with a car brand. I create content for them, and our brand value. One of our brand value is integrity. We never joke with it, and every time we always let our followers know that anything we want to do, we always keep our value intact. We can't joke with it. That we always tell them that. Every time I keep putting it in our content. And we always tell them because of this integrity, we don't tell you a lie. If anything is wrong with the car, we'll tell you. If the car has a fault, we'll tell you. And people still buy that. It's not like they didn't buy it, but if you see some people, they won't even say the truth. So because of that, people will now come to our DM and say, I appreciate your honesty. Thank you. And so we'll screenshot that kind of post, comments. We'll post it so people can see that we are always honest. If you know anything about it, we'll tell you the truth. So alignment with your brand value is very important. That's our core value, and that's how we communicate. That's how people get to trust us on social media. I told you we sold over 100 million. How do we do it? This is one of the ways. Alignment with your brand values. You have to be very aligned with your brand value. So every time I want to create content for that brand, most of my message is always around those values. There's another lesson I want you to learn. You need to create a core value for the brand and focus your communication around that value. If you don't have a brand value yet, I have given you an example of what a brand value is. You need to create one for your brand. Okay? Create one for your brand and always follow it squarely. Alright, so this course is not free. It is about social media management and marketing, and my section is about content creation. And I've already told you what I'm going to be teaching about content, everything about how to create a very good content on social media. We talked about 22 solid types of social media content you should be using, and I talked about the elements of content creation, all the elements you need. We talked about context versus content. We talked about copywriting, the basic knowledge. I also give my final advice. All these are just a module in this course on social media management and marketing. All right, so if you want this full course, it contains everything about social media management and marketing, right from the management aspect, how you manage your account, everything that you need to know, and the marketing aspect, how you run ads for your account. So the full course is not free. It costs some money. If you want to get the full course, send a message using all the contact details showing on the screen. WhatsApp, you can just use WhatsApp more. That's better. But if you want to use other channels, you can go to any of our social media handles and just send SMM to us as a message. SMM will understand and will respond to you. You can find us as TumiUp on all the platforms and as CEO TumiUp on LinkedIn. Or you can also visit our store.tumiup.com. You will be able to access the course and start doing the course immediately. So I want to see you in class, because social media is not going to die anytime soon. Social media is going to be the major environment that we have in the nearest future. Have you been hearing something about Meta, that we are going into the virtual reality? So everybody is getting everything on the internet today. In the next few years, everything that we'll be doing, most especially our day-to-day activities, will be online. You hear people saying they are buying land on virtual land. They are buying the land that they cannot see. I heard the news sometimes ago that MTN Nigeria is one of the persons that bought land, a lot of acres of land virtually. So they are not buying the land you can see, they are just buying virtual reality. So what I'm saying in essence, social media will be always there to stay. And if you have not known the rudiment of social media by now, you are wrong. What you should do is to get this course and get yourself your business and your personal brand the best social media network and make money off it. A lot of people are making a lot of money off it, and if you're not making so much from it, you are really sleeping on it actually. So get it, and I hope to see you in class. All right. So you can also follow me on IG. Yes, I recommend you follow me on IG as Michael Oma. Ask me questions, see who I am, and all of that. Thank you very much. Cheers. Dixie.